The topic for discussion is orifice meter, which is one of the meters in flow meter measurement. So an orifice meter is a piece of equipment which is used to measure the flow rate of a gas or a fluid. It mainly consists of an orifice plate, an orifice plate housing and a meter tube. And it is typically made up of carbon steel. When you look into the diagram, this tells you how an orifice plate is going to look in a water flowing pipe. So moving on to the construction of orifice meter. Now this diagram, it tells you when you're going to cut a pipe into two, and this is how it's going to look, and the orifice plate is inserted in the center. Now the main components are inlet section, outlet section, orifice plate and flow conditioner. Now we'll just see one by one. Inlet section means a linear segment which extends from the device and acts as an end connection for the fluid which is flowing inside. An outlet means it is also a linear segment similar to the inlet section where the pressure of the gas or fluid discharged is determined. And the orifice plate, it is going to be present in between the outlet as well as the inlet segments or section, and it is used to generate a pressure drop which enables the measurement of the flow rate. And the last, the flow conditioner, it is installed in the inlet section of the meter tube and it is used to enhance linear flow in the inlet section of the meter tube. Before going into the working principle of an orifice meter, it would be helpful if you're going to study the application and the industry utilization so that you can just picturize how and where it's going to be used. So the applications are, it is used to measure the flow rate of fluids in their single state, either in gaseous or liquid state. It can also be used to measure the flow rate of fluids in a mixed state such as wet stream or natural gas with water. And industry utilization is, it is used in water treatment plants, natural gas industries, refineries, petrochemical plants. I've just limited to 4, but there are many uses too. Now, before going into this orifice tappings, we will just quickly recap the principle which is going to be working on. Like as I've showed you the diagram before, this orifice meter helps us to calculate the differential pressure measurement. And here what is going to happen is that there's going to be a pipe where your liquid or fluid or gas is going to flow, and you are going to insert a plate in between as an obstruction in your pipe, and you're going to find out what is going to be the flow before the plate and after the plate. This is the main working of an orifice meter. Now I'll put it in other words. The liquid or gas whose flow rate is to be determined is passed through the orifice plate. This creates a pressure drop across the orifice plate which varies with the flow rate, resulting in differential pressure between the outlet and the inlet segments. This pressure drop is measured and it is used to calculate the flow rate of the fluid or gas. So based on this, we are going to find out what are the different types of tappings which will be helpful for us to control the orifice meter. So several standard exit for orifice pressure tap locations. Ideally, the upstream pressure tap will detect the fluid pressure at a point of minimum velocity, and the downstream tap will detect pressure at the vena contracta, which is the maximum velocity. In reality, this ideal is never perfectly achieved. So we'll just discuss what is vena cava by showing the diagram lately. Now, the first type of tap we're going to see is the flange tap, where, as you all know, now this is supposed to be, the diagram which is shown is supposed to be a pipe in which a fluid or a gas or a liquid is going to flow, and this is the orifice plate which is going to be inserted into your pipe in order to find out what is going to be the pressure or the differential pressure is going to be measured. Now this is called as the inlet side and this is the outlet side. Now what do we mean by the vena contracta, which is specified here, is that when there is going to be a plate which is going to be inserted into your pipe, the flow size changes and the minimum size which is formed by the flow is called as your vena contracta. And here again you have a nuts to fix in the plate, you have pipe threads, you have orifice plates and stud tube. So when we say about this particular type of tap, that is your flange tap, it is most popular tap location for orifice meters which runs on large pipes. Flanges may be manufactured with tap holes pre-drilled and finished before the flange is even welded to a pipe. Most other tap configurations they require a drilling into the pipe after installation, which is not only intensive but also possibly weaken the pipe at locations of the tap holes. Now they are predominantly used for the pipe sizes of 50 millimeter and large and certain lines at 25 millimeter. They cannot be used for pipe size which is going to be lesser than 35 millimeter in diameter, which is to be noted, since the vena contracta may be closer than 25 mm from the orifice plate. So the second type of tap is the vena contracta taps. Now this offer the greatest differential pressure for any given flow rate but require precise calculations to properly locate the downstream tap position. Radius taps are the approximation of vena contracta taps for large pipe sizes. An unfortunate characteristic of both these taps is a requirement of drilling through a pipe wall. Now what happens here is the vena contracta taps, they are normally limited to pipe size of 150 millimeter or large depending upon the flange ratings as well as dimensions. Now these are called as radius taps, where you have your D1 as D and your D2 has 1 by 2D, and these are similar to vena contracta taps except that the downstream tap is located at 1/2 pipe diameter, and these are generally considered superior to the vena contracta tap because they simplify the pressure tap locations, dimensions, and do not vary with changes in orifice beta ratio. Beta ratio, we'll discuss it later. So moving on to the types of plates, the simplest form of orifice plate consists of a thin metal sheet having in it a square edged or a sharp edged or a rounded circular hole. There are three types of orifice plates, namely concentric, eccentric and segmental. The first one you're going to see is about concentric. Now these plates will be inserted in between the pipe in order to measure your flow. Now the most common orifice plate is a square edge concentric bore design, and this type of plate is manufactured by machining a precise straight hole in the middle of a thin metal plate. The concentric plate is also very easily reproduced at a relatively low cost. It is also used to measure a wide variety of single-phase liquid and gas products, typically in conjunction with flange taps. The second type is the eccentric, as shown in the diagram. It is a square-edged orifice plate which has a hole which is located off-center to allow the undesired portions of the fluid to pass through the orifice rather than building it up on the upstream phase. Now these are generally used when the process materials contain foreign matter that may block the orifice in case of concentric configuration. Now this plate is mostly used to measure the flow of fluids that carry solids and are not also used to measure gases which carry liquids. It should be noted that this type of orifice has a higher degree of uncertainty as compared to that of concentric orifice. Now the last type is segmental. You can see it in the diagram. Now here this has a hole that is not circular but rather a segment of concentric circle. This segment plates are used to measure the flow of light, slurries and fluids with high concentration of solids. The design of segmental orifice eliminates the damming of foreign matter and provides more complete drainage than the eccentric orifice plate. The segmental orifice is considerably more expensive than the eccentric orifice and has slightly greater uncertainty. So moving on to the advantages. It is very simple in construction. Standards for construction and calibration are readily available. They are cheap. Their price does not increase dramatically with size. Easy to install and remove. Efficient and reliable for many years. Available in many materials. Easy to measure flow rate because it produces the considerable pressure drop across the orifice. They can be used in a wide range of sizes. The characteristics are well known and predictable. The disadvantages are relatively high permanent pressure drop. The characteristic may change due to erosion and corrosion. It may cause clogs and slurry is not good with fluids having high viscosity. The fluid must be in single phase and homogeneous square root characteristics it has. With this we have come to the end of orifice meter, and this is how a practical orifice will look in an industry. And so this is where the plates will be inserted. Now we have studied about the three types, so any one of the types will be used depending upon the applications. Hope you'll all get a clear picture of how an orifice meter would look. Thank you.